Let me remind our viewers that they should be receiving these fine publications in their mail. The Caduceus of Kappa Sigma and our own Fricker report. The Caduceus came out here within the last couple of days, and the Fricker report was mailed to your home in February. If you're not receiving these, I ask you to send your contact information, your mailing address, and other essentials to kstua@gmail.com. All right. Today started the Titanic battles of the Sweet 16. And if there was an underlying story, it was that it's good to be young. We had only minor issues as judges were brought in to confirm the scores in 2 games. And we also saw the highest score in the tournament to date. Let's take a look at the East. Our first game in the East was between the number 1 seed, Cash Money Productions, and their star, Andrew Bren, against his father. While the older Bren scored 63 points, which would have won any of the games in the Midwest region today, it wasn't enough to catch his son, who shot 89%, for a score of 81 points. With the Laughing Bears out of the East now has an average age of 21 and a half years old. Moving to the West, the 8-5 matchup featured the Little Spaniards and Mark Rowland of 1983, who surprised us with his first round game where he was drinking a beer and still was able to upset the number 1 seed. And this time he surprised us again, dialing up a surprising game, this time a nighttime entry. The judges were called in, though, in Robinson Dagger's game, as there was a timekeeping problem that have plagued several games this year. Commissioner, what did the judges see? The official ruling was that Greg Robinson began his video with an introduction out of position that cost his team 4 seconds rather than the usual 2-second time frame that we usually see for introductions. So looking at the shot clock, the shot at 101 here, which was a miss, and the shot at 106, which was made, could not be counted as being within the 60 seconds allotted. So the final score was 6 buckets made in the first 60 seconds and a final score of 62. And given that we could not confirm the distance of the Little Spaniards, this game will go to the Robinson Daggers. In the South, the 1-4 matchup featured 2 very strong competitors. There was a timekeeping problem in this one, too. Commissioner? Yes. In this one, Luke Miser from 2011 doesn't start his introduction until 2 seconds in. So the judges credited him 2 seconds extra, as this was a cameraman problem. As a result, we allowed his shot made at the 1 minute, 1 second mark, but we did not include the one that he shot at 1 minute and 6 seconds. For 10 baskets total and a final score of 102. That 102 was the highest score of the tournament so far. Brad Stortz put up a great effort but came up short. And you can hear the F-bomb fly at the end of his game in frustration. And finally, in the Midwest, with the little darling of the tournament, Brad Flinders from '85, and the number 8 seed Big Hurt, fresh off their stunning upset of the number 1 seed, this time up against Evan Hagenkamp and the Tooth from 2011 and his wild number 5 seed team, named after viral sensation of a mullet-wearing, tiger-keeping gay man with COVID-19 serving a prison sentence for murder. You would expect a lot of color in this matchup, and I'm not sure what to say other than you'll just need to see it for yourselves. But ultimately, it was the Tiger Kings prevailing, despite shooting only 31% from the field. And there you have it, a day with no upsets, and a day that dashed the dreams of hopeful number 8 seeds. 2 1s and 2 number 5s advanced to the Elite 8. So tune in tomorrow at 5 o'clock for the final 4 games of the Sweet 16 as we make our way to the Elite 8.